Hello everybody, welcome back to the homestead. Here we are, November 5th, the day after our first snow storm, which was yesterday. And it really wasn't a storm that bad. We only got about an inch of snow. And as you can see, no sign of it. It's gone. We woke up to about 17 degrees on the front porch. And it's warmed up. The high today is 58 degrees. So, the snow melted. And that's all right. It's pretty cool still. It's nice to be out right now, checking on things. Nothing seems to have been damaged. No casualties. Anyway, folks, this morning I got up and watched the sunrise. And like I said, it was about 17 degrees on the porch. Very cold. But I managed to capture the sunrise, which I've done many times before. I've watched sunrises, sunsets, moonrises, moonsets. I've seen the stars in the sky, constellations, meteors, storms rolling in, thunder and lightning. I've witnessed a lot from a different perspective. And what I mean by that, it's something that I'm not used to. When you get up here, especially on the hill, and you look around, you can see for miles and miles and miles. You can see forever, basically. So when you see a sunrise or a moonrise or a sunset, anything like that, or even the stars and constellations, you get a different perspective because you can see the whole dang sky, the whole thing. So that's what I mean by it. And living in the city like we were in Phoenix, you really couldn't experience that because of all the buildings and homes and things all around you. So it's been really cool to see these things from that perspective. And sometimes when I sit and watch magnificent things, like the sunrise or the sunset or the moon coming up, which is incredible when the full moon comes up. It is so bright in the middle of the night. You can walk around, without a flashlight. It's pretty intense, pretty cool. And for those that know me a little bit, I like to wander around at nighttime. It's a different experience. And when the moon is out like that and you can see, very well, it's pretty cool. But anyway, like I said, I've watched many sunrises and sunsets. And when that happens, sometimes I sit there and I take myself back, way back about 100,000 years. And, caveman, Neanderthal, primitive man, prehistoric man, whatever you want to call it. What did these folks think when they saw the sunrise or the sunset or the moon or the sun or the stars? It's easy for us because we know what all of this stuff is. We know what the sun is. We know what the moon is. Storms rolling in, lightning and thunder. We know all that. But, how do you process something like that in your mind if you don't understand it? Back in them days, science wasn't invented. Nobody knew what these forces around you were. So when I sit there and watch the sun come up or the sunset, or even in the middle of the night looking up at the stars, I wonder, how do you process something if you don't understand it? How do you compute that in your brain? And I think it's pretty incredible that these primitive peoples, spent their entire lives not knowing, what the sun was or the moon or anything like that. And, and the best way that I can understand it in my head, the best way that I can comprehend it in my head is if you take a small child who witnesses something for the very first time, something pretty incredible for him, whatever it may be, and that feeling that he gets, that first time feeling. So I imagine the caveman, the prehistoric man, Neanderthal, having that feeling with them for the rest of their lives because, they didn't know any of this stuff. So, I sit and wonder sometimes, and it's kind of cool, I think, to think that way, to think about the old days. I mean, really old days in the beginning. And the reason for this talk about Neanderthal and caveman is, things are pretty crazy right now throughout the world, folks, and everybody knows that. And not only are things going crazy in this country, but everywhere else in the world, it seems like everything is happening all at once. And it's never really happened like this before, all at once. Like I said, we've experienced inflation before and recessions and things like that. But now the whole world is kind of going through what we're going through. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, if things get really bad, and for those of us that make it through, we're basically going to be the modern day Neanderthal, the modern day caveman, because we'd have to start all over again. And the only thing that we would have with us is our wits to survive. So just prepare, folks. I'm not trying to sound negative or scare anybody. I mean, I really probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but I kind of watch things, everybody does as well. We're all watching the world, kind of unfold the way it is right now. So anyway, I kind of think, as I sat there this morning watching the sunrise, we could be the next modern day Neanderthals, starting all over again. So then I sit there and think, starting over, I wonder if we would get it right the second time, humanity. And, in 500 years, are we going to be better off then than we were now? Or is it going to take a third time, or a fourth time? And, when I'm sitting outside at night looking up at the stars, I wonder, how many other civilizations are out there that are probably going through what we're going through, basically like a mirror image. And, I'm a firm believer, I think there's a lot out there as well, that there's got to be other life forms way out there. So I believe that there's other civilizations going through what we're going through as well. Perhaps maybe it's a cycle that maybe not all civilizations go through, but maybe some of them, but maybe even most of them. All the civil unrest and civil wars and the famines, the starvation, diseases, things like that. So I believe that we're not the only ones that are going through this, and hopefully, in the end, we all make it through. But just prepare, folks. And modern day Neanderthals. How cool would that be? I guess. I'm sure it'd be pretty tough. But anyway, folks, that's what I was thinking about this morning as I was watching the sun come up. And I usually think crazy things like that. But anyway, the next time you're out watching a sunrise or a sunset or a moonrise, or even outside at night, think about these prehistoric peoples that had no knowledge of anything really, no science, and it makes you look at things differently. Like I said, as I watched the sunrise this morning, it was kind of cool. Anyway, folks, thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. For all the new subscribers out there, if you haven't read my bio, we have been off the grid since September of 2021. So basically just over a year and a couple of months. And we're having a blast out here. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of fun. And we're learning a lot. We've wrapped up the garden, but my wife has started a new winter garden inside the greenhouse. And basically she's experimenting, what will grow during the winter months here in this zone up here in Arizona. And we've got some lettuce growing right now, I believe, broccoli. But anyway, I'll show that in one of the upcoming videos. And again, she's experimenting. We've never done this winter growing thing. And but we learn as we go, and that's part of the fun out here, learning as you go. And we'll keep you updated on that. I haven't posted a video in a while, but we have been super busy prepping for winter. We've got plenty of firewood on hand. We've been canning food, processing foods, and just basically getting ready for winter. And I just set my phone down for a while, but I hope to post more videos upcoming, so stay tuned, folks. Thanks again for watching. Take care of yourselves and your family. If you have any comments, any questions, leave them down below. Take care, folks, and we'll talk to you next time.